Interior, Craig's house, night. Roger Craig, Sonny's father, 54, sits in a lazy boy in front of an old Zenith TV. He's wrapped in a blanket. He drinks a can of Schlitz beer. Margie walks in with a dinner tray.
Marge, who was at the door before?
Nobody.
You had a conversation with nobody? You really must be losing it. Who was it?
I don't know. Some reporter looking for Paul. I sent him away.
Roger takes a big swig of beer.
Bastards have nothing better to do than make a living off of our heartbreak. It shouldn't be legal. What about our rights? They'll all go to hell. You wait and see.
Roger takes another swig.
How many is that?
What?
You know what? How many?
Not enough.
The doctor said no more than 2. I can't lose you too, Roger.
Where's Paul?
Cabin, kitchen, night. Paul grabs a bottle of whiskey from a cabinet. Tommy and Odette are in the kitchen. Odette is making a pot of coffee. Jared and Candy remain in the living room.
Jared, this is crazy. Paul has lost his mind. Even if he did do what he did, doesn't the Bible say in Luke 23, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do?
Candy, keep your Sunday school proverbs at church where they belong.
Paul, Tommy, and Odette return. Odette sips a cup of coffee. Everyone sits by the fire. The flames crackle, sending a cascade of sparks up the chimney. There's something almost serene, calm before the storm.
Okay, Paul. Ball's in your court now. As the master of ceremonies tonight, what's on the program?
Everyone looks at Paul. Paul shifts.
No program. No plan. I just figured if the guy's gonna get away with murder, and there's nothing you, me, or anyone else can do about that, then at least the bastard can help us understand.
Understand what?
Whatever you need to know. He's in there for you, Tommy. And for you, Odette. Talk about the fucking sports page for all I care. Or don't talk at all. Just sit with him. Whatever makes you happy.
I want to know the truth. I want that piece of garbage to tell me the truth about what he did to my friend.
And then what?
Paul is silent.
Well?
I haven't thought that far.
Paul looks each member of the group in the eye, one at a time, ending with Tommy. Odette walks into the living room.
Let's just get this over with.
Cabin, living room. The 3 guys drag Nathan to the back of the living room before the fire. Nathan eyes them, warily, as they all stand around him like school children confronting the bully.
We've brought you here to help us with the problem.
Well, this ain't NYPD Blue, so don't expect to take confession. You kids are in way over your head.
We're not interested in a taped confession. We know you did it.
I told you I didn't kill anybody. I'm not that kind of guy.
Paul turns away and begins stoking the fire as the rest of the group exchange uneasy glances.
How are we gonna get him to tell us why if we don't even know who did it?
Maybe you guys could torture it out of me, huh? Ancient Chinese fingernail torture should be right up your alley. No blood, no scars, just pure pain. And then I'll make up whatever story you want me to.
Tommy and Jared falter as Odette and Candy look to them for an answer.
We want you to make us understand. What possessed you to think you had the right to take a life? The life of my sister.
My best friend.
My son.
My first love.
Tommy recoils as if he'd been physically hit as Jared realizes what he said.
What?
Jared hesitates.
What'd you say? What'd you just say?
Nothing, I didn't say anything.
Yes, you did. You said Sonny was your first love. What the fuck is that all about?
It was a long time ago.
What was a long time ago?
That I had a crush on her.
Angle on Candy. Her face is raw with emotion. She shrinks back, almost invisible.
How long ago? God damn you, Jared, tell me. You're my best friend. You owe me an answer.
Forgive her, all along. It doesn't matter. She didn't love me. She loved you all along, Tommy. She loved you from the very first moment she saw you.
Tommy looks deep into Jared's eyes. It's as if there is no one else in the room. Jared returned Tommy's look, sadly.
How can you blame me, Tommy? It's Sonny. We all loved her.
Tommy lets Jared go, sinking down on the floor beside him. Odette puts an arm around Candy and leads her from the room. Nathan sits, quietly, enjoying the show. Paul walks across the room, steps outside. Paul takes a swig from the pint of Jack Daniels. Interior, kitchen, night. Candy is crying as Odette consoles her.
I always knew, I never heard him say it before.
Odette pours a glass of wine and hands it to Candy. Candy gulps it.
He always looked at her differently than he looked at me. For a while, I hated her. She had all the things I didn't. She grew up here. She was Miss Popularity. Always so sure of herself. And she had Jared even though she didn't even know it.
Odette joins Candy, pouring and sipping a glass of wine.
I tried to hate her. I really did, but she made it impossible, even including me when I was the new kid on the block and backing Jared down when he was mean to me, but most of all, she listened to me. No one else ever did. To everyone else, I was little Candy Cane. But Sunny never called me that. She never called me that, not once. What? Why?
She said that you had an innocence, a purity, and a good aura. She could see people's auras. She called it that light of their souls. She could tell a good person from a bad person without ever saying a word to them. And you know what? She was never wrong, especially about you. You do have a pure soul, Candy. Don't let the world muddy it up. Sunny said so. So it must be right?
Candy smiles, proudly. Exterior, front porch, same time. Paul tosses a cigarette off the porch and turns back to the house.
I better go back in.
Tommy turns to Jared.
What about Candy?
Jared regards him, uncomprehending.
Do you love her?
Yes.
As much as Sunny?
It's different. I belong with Candy. She knows me.
Maybe you should tell her sometime.
She knows.
Maybe. But it couldn't hurt to tell her now and again.
I know.
Jared opens the door and almost bumps into Candy. She looks questioningly from Tommy to Jared. Candy stands calmly as Jared gives an awkward smile and steps past her. Candy drops her head. Cabin, living room, night. The fireplace crackles, sparks popping from the cedar. A slow burn. Paul straddles a chair, facing Nathan.
You've got nothing to lose by talking to us. You know what double jeopardy is.
Sure I do. That's when Alex Trebek gives you twice the money when you answer right.
No. It means you can't be tried for the same crime twice. Seems like you'd be proud of what you did, outsmarting the police and all.
I already told you. I didn't do it.
That's not what I heard.
Look, I'm sorry about your sister.
No, you're not.
Nathan looks blankly. Paul brings his hand up and points a gun directly at Nathan's head. Candy gasps, and the others stand behind them, shocked. Paul cocks the gun.
We just want the truth. That's all.
Blow me.
This is for Sunny, you prick.
Angle on Paul's trigger finger, squeezing the trigger. The hammer pulls back.
You ain't got the balls.
I ain't got a sister, but I got balls.
The gun hammer creeps backward. Between Paul, the gun, and Nathan, an eternity passes. A trickle of sweat rolls down Nathan's face. It crashes on the floor like a glass vase.
You got about 3 seconds.
I did it.
Paul pulls the trigger all the way. A dull click rings out. Tommy gasps. A long pause through the kids. They've just crossed the line, and they know it.
Thank you, Paul. That is your name, isn't it? I pay attention, so be careful. You see, you may have just forced a confession out of me, but it won't get you very far, see? Perhaps you think you have the upper hand, but you just made a fatal mistake.
And how's that? Seems like you're the one in the compromising position.
Maybe. For now. But Paul here just lost his ace in the hole. See, I know now that you're full of crap. All of you. Don't even have the balls to put a bullet in your daddy's handgun. Oh yeah. Yeah, I'll be very happy to tell you everything you want to know. Detail by gory detail. But you understand one thing. If I ever get out of here, and unless you kill me, I will come after each and every one of you. Because I'm not afraid to shoot a real bullet, Paulie. Now, you sure you kids know what you're getting yourself into?
A beat of dead silence passes around the room. The trapped animal gloats.
Who the hell do you think you are? You think you're so mighty, but you're just a coward. I hope you do kill me, so I can haunt you with my spirit all of eternity.
I look forward to that.
You're disgusting.
Candy storms out of the house. Jared starts to run after her.
Let her go.
Why? She's my girlfriend.
Could have fooled me.
What's that supposed to mean?
Nothing. Hey, we gotta stay here. Shit's heating up.